Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Oh my goodness, it is gray, rainy, not as cold as it's been, but it is pretty nasty outside right now. We're in this deep thaw. It's not nice weather. The reason I bring this up is because it actually relates to the title of this video. What to do if the pipes in your condo burst. And this is exactly the kind of weather that will elicit that event, because when pipes go from being in minus 35-degree weather to being in 0-degree weather, while it's still cold, relative to the shift, it's quite an impact for the pipes, because they shrink when they get cold and then they expand when they get warmer. So this really can cause a ton of damage, and it actually has for a client of ours that was just about to put their condo on the market this week. They were just getting everything ready, literally had just sent us the mock-up for the feature sheet to see what it was like, and then they gave me a call and they're like, yeah, there was just a flood on the top floor of our building, came down all of the fire staircases and into our unit, destroying their floors. So it could have been a lot worse, but still pretty darn bad, so that they had to get a contractor in and get all the work fixed. So first thing that you should do if this happens to you is take a breath, relax, understand that it's just things, everything will be okay, but you need to get your phone out and start taking photos and start taking video of everything that's happening. If you see water coming through the ceiling in your unit, take a video of it so that you have evidence that that's happening. Ooh, sorry, really loud train going by. We'll wait for it to stop. Okay, pretty much good. So you want to start taking videos of, if there's leaks, if you start seeing cracks start to form, take photos of it progressing. Any kind of damage that's starting to happen to your unit, if you're there luckily, take photos and take video of it. If you're unlucky enough to not be there when it happens, as soon as you get home, make sure that you start documenting this as soon as the second that you open the door, because all of this in the long run will help you a ton if you have to do an insurance claim, which is pretty much 100% likely that you will if a flood of this magnitude has happened in your building. So that's step number one. Okay, it is really nasty and gross. I gotta get Ellie home, so I'll pick up with you guys later with number two. Okay, bye. that is jiu-jitsu done. I'm feeling so much better after that. It's always a good time. I go about 2 or 3 times a week, depending on how busy I am and how physically tired I get. Yeah, I'm working towards my blue belt right now, so it's kind of exciting, trying to do as much training as possible. I've been going for about 2 years, so it's exciting next step. So yeah, back to our list about what happens if your condo floods in weather like this. Really nasty stuff where it's cold and gray, and yeah, terrible time to have a flood. So second thing that you need to do is contact your insurance company. So this is where you want to make sure that if you are a tenant, you have contents and liability insurance, and if you're a homeowner, you have homeowners insurance, because there's actually 2 kinds of insurance that come into play here. There's the homeowner / contents and liability insurance that I just mentioned, which covers everything that's inside of your unit, so all of your personal belongings, so that if anything does happen in a flood, you basically say to your insurance company, hey, I've got $25,000 worth of valuables in my home, and they will insure you for that amount, and then if anything happens, they will give you that $25,000 to get everything repaired or replaced. So this is where you want to make sure that if you are a tenant, it's called tenant contents and liability insurance, and most landlords will require this from you because of obvious reasons, that if anything happens, you're covered. The second one that comes into play here is the building insurance. So this is paid if you are living in a condo building like one of these around here. This is paid in on the monthly way by way of the maintenance fees. So a portion of those maintenance fees every month go towards the building insurance. So this covers that if anything happens in the common areas of the property, so say in the elevators and the stairwells and the lobby, anything like that is covered by this building insurance. There's 2 kinds of insurance that are in play here, and what can happen, unfortunately, is sometimes the insurance doesn't cover everything, or there's a fault by way of the building, and there can be a special assessment so that you actually have to, as a homeowner, pay a little bit more to cover those expenses. So that's a whole other topic to get into. But yeah, so the second thing you want to do is contact your insurance company and talk to them about what's happened, show them all those photos and videos that you've taken of the damage that's occurred, and make your claim, because without your claim, you can't go forward to our next step, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Okay, I'm back downtown. So the third thing that you need to know if there is a flood in your condo, pipes burst, all that nasty stuff. Third thing that you need to do after you've taken photos, taken video, and sent that over to your insurance company and filed a claim, the last thing that you need to do is start talking to the contractors and start talking to the cleaners. So this is where you're actually gonna be able to fix everything that's gone wrong with your units. So this will vary depending on how bad the damage is. So say you have a complete gut renovation coming, you'll want to know exactly the cost of that, and you'll need to get a contractor in right away so that they can give you a good quote and you can process that through, so you can actually have your home back and living. Obviously, after you get all this contracting work done, you'll want to have a deep cleaning, and especially want to make sure that there's no mold, if you had a leak, any kind of damage that might be left over. So get this cleaned up. So contractor, cleaner, those are the last 2 things. So I'm gonna get out of this nasty weather. I'm gonna head home. That's it for me today, so I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye for now.